Welcome to Teaching Truth. My name is Glenn Cartwright. The crumbling, derelict and broken walls of a 14th century castle in Yorkshire were what faced one individual who was passionate about taking that which he saw and transforming it into a family home. His love of castles saw him literally take away the old stone, clear away the mess, and rebuild the walls in order to provide stability and to provide strength. Let me bring you back to the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah was a visionary builder. And he was one who recognized the need to repair and to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, walls which were hugely significant. And yet remember what we said yesterday, that the Nehemiah memoirs are not so much about rebuilding walls as they are about rebuilding a nation. And in our reflection today, we want to focus for a few moments on the importance and the significance of the walls. The importance of the walls for the people of God, the Israelites. Now it's very easy, isn't it, to spiritualize the message of Nehemiah. Many churches, as we alluded to yesterday, have used it on the brink of a building project. However, contrasted with the work completed in Ezra in establishing the temple and the reading of the law, we could be forgiven for thinking what great achievements rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem actually and really represent. Well, I want to offer to you two thoughts today in relation to the importance of the walls to protect the people of God, the Israelites. The walls were first of all used for protection. In Nehemiah's day, the walls of the city of Jerusalem, were essential to its strength, the ability to protect itself and also for it to have its independence. A well-defended city could repel any invader for weeks, perhaps even months, while armies could be summoned. And it's this strength, symbolized by the walls of a city, that makes the permission given by King Artaxerxes, which we read of in Nehemiah, all the more astonishing. And we can see from the response of Nehemiah's enemies that rebuilding the walls without the king's permission would have been regarded as an act of great treason, since that would only be done to create a new regional power base, as it were. So first of all, protection, protecting the people of God. But secondly, separation. The walls weren't just used in times of war, but were vital even in peace times as a means of differentiating different social, ethnic, cultural, and religious groups, so that it was easy to establish who belonged to whom and who did not. And so with the walls being built, Nehemiah set about rebuilding Jerusalem, rebuilding, as it were, the nation's identity, to ensure a degree of religious control amongst those who return from the exile. And by the end of the book of Nehemiah, as we will dive into it in weeks to come, we see the importance of the walls of Jerusalem as a form of, may I put it this way, spiritual quarantine. Read Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 19 to discover that, where Nehemiah is able to use the repaired walls and gates as a means of protecting the godliness of the city. So the walls of Jerusalem, which Nehemiah and others set about rebuilding, were not merely stones and rubble in a physical sense, but spiritually they represented something so much more. They represented not just the rebuilding of a city, but pointed towards the rebuilding of a nation. Join me tomorrow in Teaching Truth as we dive further into this exciting book of Nehemiah.